from the simple things coming from the earth. I get my joy from the sunrise shines, and the water speaks to me. Listen to the wind and listen to the water. We are what they say. Singing hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Singing hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. My joy from the simple things coming from the earth. I get my joy from the sun that shines, and the water speaks to me. Listen to the wind and listen to the water. Hear what they say. Singing hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Singing hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hello? Whenever I wake up, I feel happy. Aware of my eyes, I feel happy. Aware of my health, I feel happy. Because I have learned to look deeply. Check 1, check 2. I wake up, I feel happy. Aware of my health, I feel happy. Aware of my health, I feel happy. Because I have learned to. Hello? Hello, check 1. Hello? Wake up. I feel happy. Aware of my life. I feel happy. Aware of my health. I feel happy. Because I have learned to look deeply. Whenever I walk, I feel happy. Whenever I sit, I feel happy. Whenever I rest, I feel happy. Because I have learned to look deeply. I wake up, I feel happy. Aware of my eyes, I feel happy. Aware of my heart, I feel happy. Because I have learned to look deeply. Whenever I walk, I feel happy. Whenever I sit, I feel
have to one more.
Come and sit by my side when you're lonely. Close your eyes, drink some tea together. Breathing in, breathing out, smile and calm. You will feel as life is so true. Come and sit by my side if you're tired. Close your eyes, put your hands on your hearts. Breathing in, breathing out, smile and calm. You will feel that the life is so true. And sit by my side if you cry. Close your eyes, put your hands on the earth. Breathing in, breathing out, smile and calm. You will feel that the life is happy. Come and sit by my side if you're lonely. Close your eyes, drink some tea together. Breathing in, breathing out, smile and calm. You will feel that the life is so true. Sit by my side if you're tired. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart. Breathing in, breathing out, smile and calm. You will feel that the life is so true. Sit by my side if you cry. Close your eyes, put your hands on the earth. Breathing in, breathing out, smile and calm. You will feel that the life is happy.
Flowers for everyone. Thank you. Thank you, adults. Thank you, young friends. Thank you, children. We will invite you to go back to the cushion so that we can attend the questions and answers. And we invite the brothers and the sisters on the panel to come up here. Thank you.
So, dear respected Thai and dear beloved community, beloved Sangha, good morning, everyone. Morning. So, how's everything so far? Good. You have a play? You have a good time together? Let us sit beautifully and listen 3 sounds of the bell. The sound of the bell to help us to be alive, really alive in this present moment, and enjoy the environment around us. And I'm sure we have a very, very big family here. We have the youngest one. We have a teen, we have a young adult, we have parents, we also have our grandparents with us this morning. So let us enjoy, go back to our breathing and enjoy this environment, very precious for us this morning. When we hear the sound of the bell, we will aware our breathing and aware of the people, the one we love, present with us in this morning. Can we do that? Can we try? Okay, thank you. So, dear friends, this is a time for us to, I can call this a reunion. Usually, before the talk, all the children and teens will have their own schedule. But this morning, we are together. And this time, we would like to invite you, the younger one, the teen, young adult, and adult. If you have anything relate with the practice, anything can help us to maintain our peacefulness, our happiness, our joy. And please come up here and share with us. And over here, our brothers and sisters, we will try our best to share with you from our heart. And we hope we understand each other more, more deeply. And I will invite our brother and sister up here, and they can introduce themselves for you, for the big family here. So, thank you.
So dear families, my name is Brother Tenju. You can call me Brother Abiding. Also, my nickname is T3, or some children might call me Terminator 3, or similar like that, because my Dharma name start with all T's. So that's why I give myself a nickname T3. And I have been here over 11 years. I'm still young in the practice, so hopefully you can understand my answer. Thank you so much, and welcome all to our family retreat.
Dear respected Thai, dear beloved community, my name is Sister Tree Nyam. It means true holding, and I am a guest here at Blue Cliff. I normally live in Magnolia Grove Monastery in Mississippi, and I'm very happy to be here with you, especially with all the children, the young people. Thank you.
Good morning, dear respected Thai and dear brothers and sisters and beloved family. My name is Sister Empathy. I'm very happy to be here to support my brothers and sisters on the panel and listen to your questions. Hopefully that there's some question that we don't need to answer. Thank you.
So dear friends, my name is Brother Fablak, Dharma Happiness. I also live here with the Brother T3. And now is the time for us to have some question or some dialogue with each other. And please remember the good question will benefit for many members of our family. So can you promise you will ask a good question? Okay, we will invite the children first. So which one have a question, please come up here and make a line, get in line. Yeah, you have a seat, and we have two cushions on the floor. We have a seat. Have a seat. See, two cushions over there. You have a seat.
Why are all your heads shaved?
chair, you can go back. You can sit here. So make sure I understand your question. Why all monk and nun we share our head? Wow, that's a really difficult question.
So, dear Thai, dear Sangha, dear friend, the reason why our head is shaved is we only have $70 for our pocket money, and so imagine every week we have to go like buy shampoo or we need to go to a barber shop to cut our hair. It's too expensive, and so by having our head shaved, it'll take less time to take a shower too. So save money in shampoo and body wash. But another meaning is when our monastic have a bald head, it's just to remind ourselves that each day we're living in a life of mindfulness, concentration, and insight, and we vow that if we live mindfully and in the here and now, we can offer our present to our friends, to the families who come and visit us, and also in the practice of Buddhism. Shaving is also a meaning of letting go of everything. Well, we have nothing in our hand. The more we are free, the less suffer we will be. So that is just some very simple meaning of having our head shaved. But maybe my sister can offer a deeper meaning into having our head shaved. Is that okay? If you want to save money on shampoo, try shaving it. It's very cool.
Why do you wear robes?
So your question, why we wear the robe? You don't ask anything about the color? No color? Thank you for your question.
So, dear brothers and sisters and dear young friends, I am the second youngest in the panel, so I got the second turn to answer. You may see us that we all wear brown robes, right? Sometimes long, most of the time. When we work, when we play sports, we wear short robes, but it's all brown. Yeah, that's our uniform. If you want to become an aspirant, if you want to become a monk here, we will offer you the brown short robe and long robe to wear so that we all begin as a new spiritual brothers and sisters in the spiritual family, right? And why is brown? Brown is the color of the earth. We want to remind ourselves that we are children of the earth also. We are members in the spiritual family, but we are also children of the earth. And what's the color of the earth? Brown. Yes. Yeah, we are the children of the earth. We represent the earth to manifest beautifully here. We live in a way that we can practice humble, embracing like the earth. We can practice to protect the earth as our mother, to love the earth and to come back and take refuge in the earth. Okay? So I hope that even if you haven't made the decision to become a monk yet, but you love brown in order to cultivate the spirit and to be aware that we are one part of the earth and do and live in a way that we can protect the earth. Okay? Thank you.
Why do you call each other brother and sister?
Dear Thai, dear community, and dear friend, that's a tough question. We call each other brother and sister because we recognize that we have a spiritual family, not just a blood family. So we can have different kinds of families. Some, we were all born into a family at birth, but we can choose to join another family. And this one is a family of people who want to practice the same way we do. We have the same aspiration. We have the same values. We all want to practice a simple life and to do good and not harm. So we were ordained by the same teacher, in the same tradition, and that makes us a family. We also have uncles and aunts and grandfather and grandmother in our spiritual family. We have all the same things as in a blood family. We have cousins, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews. Yeah, so we're kind of lucky. We get two families. And this family is all over the world. In every country, we've got relatives in our spiritual family. So we never feel alone. Thank you.
What's the most important place here in the monastery and why?
Okay, the question is, what is the most important place in here and why? Wow. Why is me? The most important place here is, with my experience, I can say in this hall. You see, in this hall, they're not only beautiful, but they contain the environment of so many people. They came here, they practice with us, and they leave the footprint here. The same like you. Next time when you come in here, you see you in here. You see your energy in here. You remember you was here. And that's the important place. Does that make sense for you? So you promise to come back? Thank you.
What's the Buddhist take on the situation with lanternflies? What's the Buddhist take on the situation with lanternflies?
Somebody help. But with the eye of the Buddhist, right? That's what you asked? We should kill them. Really? Ah, they kill the tree. Oh, that's what I don't know. You know the answer? Over here, we try to create the environment, peaceful environment for everything, everyone. So we don't kill anything. Like we have a rat, we have a snake, we have a lot of swamp. They eat all our food, and they kill some of our tree. But we already promised with the Buddha, we don't kill. If the tree die, I have a good brother. He always replace a new one. We buy a new one to replace it. And we try our best to even to cut the vegetable. You see, we have a big vegetable all the way down there. Yeah, we also limited. We just cut enough to eat. We just leave them there. So we don't kill. Thank you for your question. Look like every question a little bit harder and harder. I think the children program, can we go out and play?
Why are you so calm?
That's a good one.
So, dear respected Thầy and dear friends, we over here in the monastery, when we first arrived, we received the orientation to practice coming back and try to breathe and try to smile. When we hear any sound of the bell, when we participate in any activity, do you receive that instruction in the children program? No? Okay, so now we will invite you to practice. Whenever you hear any sound of the bell here, the clock chimings, the sound of the bell that the sister just invited, we stop and we come back and we take a deep breath and we bring our mind back to our body and we calm ourselves, we calm our stomach. We have 3 meals a day here. We have enough nutrition for us to play around. We can drink enough water so we don't get cranky after we play outdoor for a while. So we can be calm, right? With that, yeah. And we have friends. We have friends to play with here. We have friends to help us to remind us to stop together, to breathe whenever we feel angry, when we cry, when we feel frustrated on something. And everyone here, we try to lower our voice. We lower our voice. We try to share from our heart. Your question is from the heart, and our response is also from the heart. So we can be calm. When we do that, we learn the practice of being calm here. Do you like it? Yeah. Okay, so I hope that you take on that in order to try to be more calm, and also promise to come back here next year. Okay? Thank you.
So making it out. So dear respected teacher, dear friends, we are going to have the children come to the children's program now. We'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions that you still have amongst the children's program staff to leave space for the teens and adults. Thank you. So all children, please exit mindfully outside.
Okay, have a seat. Have a seat. We wish we will have more time for the children. We have one more left over from the children. Please stay with us. Okay, you will listen once at the bell.
What's the monk who rules all of you?
The question is, who is the monk, like in charge of us? Good question. I don't know that. Who is in charge of us? We follow the instruction from our master, but he already not here. He go with the Buddha already. He taught us all we do at a sangha. Yes, our teacher. Yes, our teacher is him. But when he left, he taught us everything we do at a sangha. We do at the family, a big family. That's why we say, dear family, you see. No one in charge. No one on the top, on the head. Is that clear for you? Yeah. So thank you. We invite teen and young adult and adult. Please come up here. for saving time, please all go and get in line. Thank you.
Okay, so no offense, but why are you always bald? Why are you always bald?
You mean ball? He said he already answered that question. One other reason we are bald because we want to remind us what we want to do, what our aspiration, and what is our path. That's why every morning the Buddha asks us, we have to touch our bald head and remember what we vow to, what we promise to, what we want to do. That's okay. So thank you.
How do you not get anxious or nervous about going to the next grade or the future? How do you not get anxious or nervous going to the next grade or about the future?
Dear Thai, dear community, dear Ethan, I think you mean how can I not get anxious about going to the next grade? Yeah. Or about what might happen in the future? So first of all, when we change grades, there might be some excitement about what's new, but there may also be some worry about whether it will be okay for me in the next grade. Will my friends be there? What will the teachers be like? Things like that. So our teacher said the best antidote to worry is not getting ahead of ourselves, staying in the present moment. And each moment is the present moment. So the future is just an idea. It's an idea, and we can get very worried about our ideas. But actually, right now, is anything bad happening to you? Do you feel safe? Is there any reason to be anxious? Apart from sitting up in front of everyone. Yeah. So right now, everything's okay, and I can manage the situation. And when we get to that place in the future, it'll be the same. Right now, what grade are you in? 6th. So what's the grade you're going into? 7th grade. Was it okay in 6th grade? Yeah. So there's no reason that it should not be okay in 7th grade. But we can recognize if we're anxious, if we're fearful, we recognize that, and we can be kind with ourselves when we have that kind of feeling and say something like, "Oh, I'm really anxious. I'm a bit nervous about going to the new grade. I know that feeling is in me. And I sit with that feeling, which is really uncomfortable. It's not a pleasant feeling, but I try to find, where is it in my body? Is it all tight around my heart? Is it tight in my throat? Is it tight in my jaw? Is it tight in my belly? Is my heart beating faster? Are my eyes tense? I just try to find, where is that feeling in my body? And then I try to breathe, knowing that I'm fearful, knowing that I'm anxious. I try to breathe with those feelings. So find a place where it's easy for you to breathe. Maybe you have a special place at home, or in your room, or lying down on your bed, or outside with the trees. And we just sit with the uncomfortable feelings. And it's like a miracle. When we do that, they go away. They just go away all on their own. They don't stay there. So every time that feeling comes back, we do the same thing. And we breathe with it, no matter how difficult the situation is, right? Even if you're physically in danger. So our teacher used to tell the story of a boat that's sinking and people in a lifeboat. So that's a really dangerous situation. And many people panicking and terrified and scared they're going to die. But if one person in that boat can stay calm and follow their breathing, it can save everyone else. Yeah. So no matter how difficult the situation or how scared we are, we do the same thing. We just come back to our body, find out where that feeling is, and calm it down. So that's what we do in the present. And every moment we are alive is only the present moment. The future is an idea, it's not real. And the past is a memory. The only time we can be alive is in the present. So that's how we go through the present. Recognizing our feelings, being tender with them, calming them down. Okay? Thank you.
What are ways that we can practice without drastically changing things about ourselves, things that we do? What are ways that we can practice Buddhism without, or like just the idea of mindfulness without drastically changing like our daily lives?
So, dear respected Thầy, dear brothers and sisters, and dear beloved community, this is the second question. I think the teens represent the teens program to ask the question for the panel here and for us here, if we can help us answer the question. The question is, what ways can we practice without practically changing ourselves? Right? Changing is beautiful too. Yeah. Because if you don't change, you cannot grow out of yourself. This year you will be like this. Next year, or even after coming back from the retreat, you are different. Yeah, that's a good changing. The seasons change too, and we have anticipation for the new season. We have time, we have chance to renew ourselves. It's a good changing. Sometimes there's some changes that we don't expect. Yeah, and it happened to us so sudden that we cannot prepare ourselves. It becomes bigger than ourselves, then we suffer. But for me, if you can be yourself, you can be yourself, you are okay. And if you can come back and take refuge in your breath, it will be okay too. Because you are larger than the change. You are a small part of this life, but you are also the accommodation, the accumulation of all the parts of the universe. So you are bigger than that. You are bigger than the change. So just a practice of coming back and take refuge in yourself when there's any changes happening in your daily life. Be aware of any changes happening in your mind, in your body, and remind yourself to breathe. Remind yourself to anchor in that moment so that you can be yourself. When you are yourself, you are with your parents all the time. You are with your whole generations all the time. You are one with the universe all the time. And we can accept the change beautifully without being afraid of it. Thank you.
How can we practice moving on after something horrible happens?
Dear Thai, dear friends, dear family, the third question is, how do we move on when something horrible happens? When in the practice of Buddhism, or when you practice mindfulness, we all know that life is impermanent. And as our sister has shared, that everything cannot be permanent, it has changes. It changes over time, over days, over night, over years. So when something happens, because we are not aware of it, and we're not ready for it. And when something happens, it's already the past. And as you, for example, if you were to walk and you were to trip something, you will look back at what caused you to trip, and you're more careful next time not to trip over the same thing again. So that is the new beginning for you already. You are aware of what has caused that suffering. You know what you need to do so the next time you don't be suffering anymore. So when something happens, it's also a way of looking at, that is a way of teaching us to have more experience in life. When we are more experienced, we will not fall for that again. And also, we don't have support from the practice. We don't have support from our families or friends. But now you do. When you come to us, when you practice mindfulness, you bring more aware of your life. What we say, what we think, and what we do affect our life. So when there's uncertainty, of course, you will always find things that you don't want to, that will happen to you. So the best way is when you are more calm, it's like a lake of water. If we reflect your life, you know what is good for you, what is good for yourself to feed on that. And beside edible food, there's also sense impressions. Nowadays, a lot of media, a lot of TikToks, YouTube can water a lot of bad seeds in you. And when you can being watered so much, it's like a glass of water, it will overflow. And that's how it is. When in life, when we go through life and we're not sure what we are going, what are we doing, things will always happen. So the best way is bring mindfulness into your daily life. Enhance that living, because we are eat, we are drink, we are walk, we are talk, we are sleep. But each moment, if you are aware of what you're doing, you will limit that condition of suffering to happen. So things come for a reason, and things goes when the condition is not there anymore. So it's like a flower here. When we give enough water, it will survive. But if we neglect a day or two, or within a week, it will start to die. So things like that in life, when we don't feed on the negativity, it won't happen. It will feed on positivity. We will flower, we will nourish, and our flower in ourselves will bloom. So something that happens is a way of, as a teacher, have shown us in life, learn from it, overcome it, and continue on. So I hope that my answer is correct. Thank you.
Like, how do you deal with like stress and like procrastination for school?
Hello, 1, 2, 3. Yes. So, dear respected Thầy and dear beloved Sangha, I remember when I arrived to US, I work full time. I go to college full time, and really, really stressed out. See what I did. I remember one day, at that time I was in California. In California, we have a kind of freeway, kind of big. They call 405 freeway. They have many lanes for each side. I think 5 or 6 lanes. At that time, I rolled all the window down, and I rode over speed because so stressful, and turn on the music very loud. And after that, I feel so happy. But I'm not recognize you to do that because I'm lucky I didn't see the police at that time. Later, when I went to retreat with our teacher, I remember the first time when I heard our teacher said, I need to enjoy everything I did. I said, oh, okay. I feel stressed. I feel crazy because I just follow something. I didn't really have a time to enjoy what I did. And I didn't understand why I did that, because everybody did that and I did that. I tried to be normal, but I didn't know my capacity. The practice very simple, very helpful at that time. Every class I have a break time and also lunch time. I sat down and go back to my practice, breathing. But breathing is not enough. In the breathing, I added on myself, my body. I can breathe and calm and relax. Calm my mind and relax my body. And later, I find out some other student, they also want to practice. And I join with them. And when I go home, I spend a little time to continue my practice. And of course, I have to do homework. I have to pass the essays or the final. But with the practice helping me. And that's my experience. And every time I remember, because when you go to the retreat, you hear often the sound of the bell. And every time we hear the sound of the bell, we stop and breathe. And I myself, when I go home at school, every time I heard the sound of everything, the phone, the yelling, any kind of sound, if that sound makes me remember, I go back to my practice. But calm and relax are really helping me. Did you have you ever try to calm yourself? We can do it now. So we can listen one sound of the bell. And the sound of the bell, we have 3 times to breathe in and out. During that sound of the bell, you just go back to yourself and calm your mind, relax your body. And if you slowly to get to know the practice, you can add it on a little bit thing. Very simple. Smile. Because you can smile to yourself and to embrace yourself because you know your body tired now. If you feel stressed out, go back. You're breathing and smile to your body. You be there for your body. We're taking care of our body. If you like, you can try. I mean, if you like, we can try it now. We hear another sound of the bell. But you need to smile. And remember, you not smile to them. And you not smile to me. You smile to yourself. Can we help the gentleman here? We practice together. with him. And please remember, smile, so he can see it. I hope you feel comfortable when you go home and try it. If you don't feel comfortable, it's fine. Try another practice. But that is a simple one, an easy one. Okay? Thank you for your question. See how wonderful we have a big Sangha can support us in the practice. Thank you for your practice. You look very calm now.
This was just kind of a question I had about when we take our shoes off. Why do we take our shoes off when we enter the brothers or sisters dining hall, but not the main dining hall? Why do we take our shoes off if you enter the brothers or sisters dining hall, but not if you enter the main dining hall? Why don't we take our shoes off?
The reason we take our shoes off by the children program dining hall is because the children program want that place to be clean, because everyone will sit there and practice there. So that's why they want everyone to take their shoes off outside. But if you go over to the other side dining hall, because we don't have any seating on the floor or we don't do any activity, that's why you can just wear your shoes in. But as you come here into this meditation hall, when we take our shoe off, it's a way to keep the mats and cushion clean. And when we sit down, we feel comfortable for our practice. Like if you play outside, when you get dirty, you want to go inside and take a shower right away and change your clothes. Because you want to have a clean, when your body is clean, your mind is fresh, and your mind will not worry about, there may be ticks, or there may be some bugs that's biting me. So the practice of just keeping our environmental around us clean is to ease our body. And when our body is at calm, our mind is also calm. But it's just simple as by the children program, they want that place area to be clean, that's all. Thank you.
No more question. How lucky we are. Are you sure you want to ask any question? And again, if you have any question, please come up here to save time, to sit behind and sit on the cushion.
Dear respected Thai, dear Sangha, dear sisters and brothers, my question is about manas and store consciousness. I was hoping Sister Tree might answer this, if you feel comfortable doing that. The way the brother described manas, ego, and that it was a block from our store consciousness, where we have our good seeds and bad seeds. And I understand the concept of watering the good seeds or the bad seeds. Another way of saying that is, which wolf do we feed? That's a common story, probably. I'm a little confused about manas and ego. And if that's something that's related to the bad seeds, to possibly past trauma, difficulties that we are carrying, maybe passed through our ancestors, maybe in our own life or experiences. And the concept of embracing our feelings, whether we're feeling sad or angry or fearful, maybe triggered by a past experience or a current experience from being triggered a past experience. If we're not allowing the bad seeds to come up, won't they just sit there and wait for the chance to be triggered to come up? If we aren't allowing them up, to hold them, to embrace them, to learn and understand them, and care for them. It's I'm so sorry, I've been trying so hard to word this in a more simple way, and I'm not finding that. I don't know if that makes sense.
You want to answer the question? She invite you to answer. Don't worry, we have Brother Falcon.
Yeah, so thank you, dear everyone. I was going to say, I think the person you need to ask is sitting over there. He's the one. Yeah. So your question is pretty all-encompassing, and yeah, I think it's a question about Buddhist psychology, and the diagram of mind, manas, and store is there to help us understand. But if it becomes the obstacle, then we should let that go. The point is not that we need to understand the diagram. If it's not a help for us, then let it go. We don't get caught up in the theory of it. It's not helpful. We just stay with our practice, our experience. Yeah. And Buddhist psychology, as presented by Brother Phap Khom the other day, it's a very, very broad and deep subject which takes years of practice to understand. So the understanding comes from our practice, not from our thinking. So we need to beware when we start to intellectualize and want to understand everything with our head, or want to accumulate knowledge. That's not our practice. Yeah. So I'm going to stop there because manas and ego is not my speciality, and I'm going to recommend you find a time to talk to Brother Phap Khom afterwards. Is that okay? Thank you.
Let me help you a little bit, something very simple. All we need to do is we water the good seed in us. In order to do that, you need to recognize what is the happiness condition around us. So you can water that seed. Because we often pay attention to something happen, something unlucky happen, something suffering happen, something make us feel sorrow, we feel lonely. We often focus on that, but we didn't really think about the other thing, the bigger picture. He wrote a big role for you to for fun. You don't worry about that. He good at that. Of course, he very good. He mastered that. It's a simple thing. Recognize the happiness condition. Using that to help you to embrace difficulty. Because something very simple. If you want to buy a car, you need to have money. That's it. If you want to transform your suffering, you need happiness. See? If you want to cultivate that, all you need to do is practice mindfulness. Because mindfulness is the energy to help us to recognize what happened around you and inside of you in that moment. So we're using that energy to embrace our difficulty. So in order to doing that, again, this is I remember, I aware this is the first time we need to focus to the good thing. We need to focus, we need to recognize the good happiness condition around us to nourish us. We don't want to continue to nourish the suffering. Before we don't know to practice, we often to focus to suffering, we focus to the sorrow, we focus to someone make us unhappy. But we didn't see the whole picture. We have more than that. You are bigger than that. He draw the big circle we have, and I remember he have many dark in it. You have, that's all you have. You have a lot of things in there, a lot of good seed in there. That's all you need to do, just water that. Simple, and make your life more happy. Yeah. And we know what to do when we feel difficulty. That's simple thing. I hope you can get it. Thank you.
So I have a two-part question around anger. The first part is, in the 5 mindfulness trainings, I'm curious why anger is explicitly mentioned and not other emotions that can be used, or other emotions that can be harmful. And the second question is, within the Buddhist philosophy or practice, can anger be used skillfully? Or is anger ever a skillful emotion?
The answer.
So dear Sangha, for the first part, as you know, anger can be thought of as a fire, a flame. It can burn everything. When your emotions start to come up, start boiling, and when like your face turns red and anger is manifested, you will neglect everything. You don't want to hear anything. You don't want to listen to anyone. And then sometimes you can put that feeling into punishment. You will try to punish someone because they might say something, they might did something, or they may have even caused something to you. So that's why anger is an emotion that, as practitioner, we try to limit as much as possible. But for the second part, you say anger practice in a different way is that, for example, if you are a parent, and if you're a young one doing something, you can show a little bit of anger but that anger has love in it. You want your children not to do that again. You might raise your voice. You might show a little bit of expression on your face, like, why are you doing that? But that is out of love. You want to be best for your children. And also, I just think, if you think as you practice, you might use anger as a mean or the opposite of calm and happiness. Because anger is coming from you don't understand the situation. You don't have enough capacity of love and embracing for someone or something. If you look up there, you see the two words, spacious mind and inclusive heart. If your mind is not spacious enough, if your mind is not big enough, you don't have enough understanding for anything. And if you don't have enough understanding, anger will surely arise in you. Even a small thing, even like if someone not directly saying something to you, but you might listen to something like between two people start talking, how come that word or that sentence or that phrase trigger that anger in you? And you might think, maybe from the past week, a month before, or my past experience, it has caused me suffer. But you haven't really understand the root of it. You haven't used mindfulness, concentration, and insight to change that. And that's why it trigger again, and that anger come up. So when you practice right diligence is by watering only the good seed in you, and any bad seed, do not water it. That is the meaning of practice diligent, right mindfulness, right concentration, and right insight. And when your mind is strong enough, inclusive heart will be there. Your heart is open. It's not like a peanut. It's not like a sesame. Or it's like a big river. If you take a glass of salt and you pour in the river, it will not make that river go salty. It still be drinkable. So the same thing, when your heart is pure and calm and spacious, inclusive heart will be there. So you have to see, if it's out of love, you can show a little bit of anger. But without love, don't show your anger to anyone, because it will first cause you harm. You will lose some sleep, and later on you will close yourself up, and you will have an invisible wall always blocking people. Sometimes over time, that wall will become thick, and no one can penetrate, even though you're trying to use loving speech. So practice a way to transform all this bad suffering, seize the cause of it, and come with us, practice with us, so slowly we can embrace you with all this energy of peacefulness and happiness. Yeah, thank you so much.
Dear Thai, dear community, dear Sangha, dear brothers and sisters, thank you so much for being my community. Thank you for this beautiful space that we are in. My question is, this morning, it's my job to go to work meditation. And I like work meditation because it feels like I get something done. It feels good, and I'm doing something for the community. But meanwhile, I didn't know where my children were, and I couldn't find them, and they have had a hard time engaging with some of the programs. They're almost 11, and they're going into middle school, which is a school in between elementary and high school. So they're not quite teenagers, and they're not quite little children, and they're not quite sure where they fit. So sometimes it's hard to get them to go to a program. Also, they go to school all year and everybody tells them what to do. So, and then also, I really wanted to take a nap. I'm so tired. And so I didn't know what to choose. And then I chose working meditation, which it's so satisfying and you move your body. And it felt good and I enjoyed it. And then I couldn't find my children to come to the Q&A. And then I was in the Q&A and it was so wonderful and the children were asking such good questions and I really wanted my children to be here, but I still couldn't find them. So I went searching. Anyway, I often feel like there are 3 places I want to be and I don't know which one I should do. So my question is, can you help with those decisions?
So, dear respected Thầy, dear beloved community, so up until now you still haven't found your children yet? You found them? Oh, okay, so the problem solved, right? And she's smiling, and I think she's satisfied. And as a mother, when she's satisfied with one thing, there's still another worry is coming up. We need to live with it. As a mother having children, they out of our womb already. Yeah, they're growing up. But the best way is to invite them to come here and practice with you so that you can spend time with each other. And this is a very safe place that you can spend that time bonding the mother and the sister, learning and mother and the son and daughter. I'm not sure whether you have a boy or a girl. And expose yourself in the practice, learning the practice of stopping, of coming back, anchoring yourself in the present moment, of taking a deep breath whenever emotions coming up. That kind of thing happen all the time in our daily life. All the love or the worries of the mother, up until our son grow up, get married, have their own children, we still worry. But somehow, maybe it's worthless. It's worthless. Because we need to entrust in our children to take on something, to be on his own, to be independent, to have trust in you and you have trust in them in order to grow together on the path of being a mother, on the path of being a son and a daughter growing up. We all learn and grow out of our suffering, out of our happiness, ourself. But the key point is that you can always dwelling yourself in the present moment. That's the time that you can be alive and handle everything. That's the joy of life. And that's also the joy of being a mother and the children. And nobody can help you to prioritize anything in your life. But the practice helps you to have more space and time and to know what is most appropriate for you at that time, at that moment, at that place, in order to make the decision that is best for you. I hope you continue to practice in order to cultivate that space and inside of you and make your own decision. Thank you.
And you can take a nap after lunch.
First, that last question was so relatable. The one thing I asked my child before we came here is let me know where you are, and she's doing a beautiful job during this session. I wrote a poem about feeling like I've lost her here called Learning to Hold the Candle, which is exactly what the last person was talking about. My question, thank you for creating this beautiful space for the families. My child really loves to watch the world news. I think for anybody who cares about our world, they will be having the suffering of Palestine, of the Jewish hostages, for the increased anti-Semitism, for the anti-Muslim bias, globally and in our country, will be weighing on you. On top of that, I work in racial justice, and the attacks on diversity and DEI and LGBTQ people in this country is overwhelming. So many people here may be social justice activists in their own ways and contexts. I'm just looking for guidance and insights on how we can collectively and how Buddhism can help us. One of the answers was about a rowboat in an ocean, and one calm person can make a difference. That may be part of the answer. I'm holding on to that image. But just looking for insights for all of us in this current global and in this country, really tough moment. Thank you.
Dear Thai, dear Sangha, and dear Sunu, I think many people have the same question. The fact that you told us that your daughter likes to watch the news, is that a part of the question?
Well, also just what we're taking in, like watching that every day. I'm proud that she's informed, but I'm also worried about that level of horror being taken in every day. So it's a mixed thing, so maybe limiting it.
So it seems like you have your answer to that one. I'll just speak into the mic in case you didn't hear. Sunu said her daughter likes to watch the news and so is taking in all of the very worrying, very bad news, and she's concerned how that will affect her, and maybe limiting that might be good. The other question was about seeking guidance on how we deal with what's happening in the world, particularly the things we don't like that are happening in the world. I remember about 15 years ago in a Q&A session in Plum Village, a young man came up to ask Thai a question, and the man was about 18. And he asked, Dear Thai, does our planet have a future? Do we have a future? And I held my breath because I thought, oh my gosh, what's Thai going to say? Is he going to dash the will to live of this young 18-year-old person? And yet Thai was very honest. Thai thought a while, and then he said, and he looked at the guy and he said, we may only have 100 years. But that doesn't mean we don't do anything. we do whatever we can to slow down the destruction. And also, we shouldn't worry too much because the earth knows how to heal herself. The earth is a bodhisattva of limitless generative capacity. No matter what we do to the earth knows how to regenerate. And it might take a few million years, but the earth knows how to heal itself. That was pretty much what Thai said to this young person. And I thought to myself, wow, here is a Zen master, the closest thing I know to the Buddha, like a living Buddha, saying we might only have 100 years. And that was 15 years ago, so man, we're down to 85. And that perspective helped me. The perspective of, oh, everything I know, everything I love, the way things are may not continue like this. But don't worry, because life is bigger than me and than everything I know. But I often forget that wisdom. So I also like to watch the news and know what's happening. And I have to say, the more I watch the news, the more I realize the news is only about the bad things happening, and also all the news I can receive is channeled through somebody else's view, and they're selecting what they want others to hear or know. So there's limited value. There is some value, but there's limited value in listening to the news. And we do need to be mindful. We need to be extremely careful to notice, what is it watering in me? And very often it waters the seed of anger and fear and despair. And coming back to the person's question earlier about why we only mention anger and we don't list off all the other emotions. The 5 mindfulness trainings are already pretty long, each one. So yeah, we have to keep it as short as we can. But if we say anger, then we also mean fear, and we also mean despair, and we also mean helplessness. So the question is one of mindful consumption. What am I consuming through the news? What am I consuming through other sources? And what is it doing to me? How am I responding to that? For myself, I need to limit it. Sometimes I have a greater capacity than other times. There are only so many things I can hear about that debate. There are only so many things I can hear about the division in the Democratic Party. I think I know enough about the Republican Party and their candidate. How much more do I need to know? About Gaza, if I'm not careful, I lose faith in all humankind. I found myself asking, how can we let this happen without doing anything? How can this be happening before our eyes and we're just getting on with our normal life? About the politics in this particular country, in the USA, certain decisions that have been made that impact all women, women's choices, certain budgets that have been cut to help underprivileged people, certain programs that have been cut, what gets funded, what doesn't get funded, what laws are getting changed, are our rights increasing or decreasing? They're all very, very worrying questions. And what can we do? What can anyone do? I find that unless I practice mindfulness, calming my body, being aware of my thoughts, what thoughts am I feeding? Where's the inclination of my mind? Am I going towards despair or towards hope? Really, the best that I have to offer the world at any given time is my own peace, my own joy, and my own clarity. And that's what saves me. Because of course, I want to change everything. I want huge change now. I want big change. I don't want small, slow change. But I have to accept the law of impermanence. Even if we're not happy with the outcome of the elections this year, even if there's civil unrest, there's violence, maybe civil war, even if the worst things we fear take place, nothing lasts forever. This is, if we look back at what's happened in the past, all the terrible wars came to an end eventually, new ones start up, but nothing stays the same. So the question I have for myself is, can I ride the waves with peace and equanimity? At the same time as doing whatever I can to promote peace, to promote right view, to promote understanding into being that the enemy is not a person, the enemy is the energy of hate, of divisiveness, of discrimination. So I do what I can in my life as a nun to promote awareness, and although you're not monks or nuns, you can also do the same. But we have to start with ourselves. We have to make sure, how am I thinking? Am I wishing harm on someone? Do I want someone to die so that, things can go my way? How am I living my daily life? This is what it's all made up of. So a war is like the symptom of the way we view other people, other animals, our planet. It's a symptom, and the cause is in our wrong views. So that's where we need to start, within ourselves, and help others do the same. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm so sorry we run out of time now. I really, sorry. Next year, I promise you will come first. So sorry. And you also can raise the question in your Dharma sharing group. They can answer for you. And also, I apologize about, I make a joke about children. Can children go out and play? And they really ask the children to go out and play. Sorry about that. And thank you so much for all the questions and for your patience, your listening. And we have, with me, I feel we have very good time here. When we have a big reunion family. almost 300 people in our family. It's so great. And thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day. And also don't forget we have Be In. And also we have 5 mindfulness training transmission. So please enjoy the last few days of the retreat. Thank you very much.